Tonight's game between State Bank of Lucan and the Joe Bot Gambler. We'll be right back with a little action. Here's a jump. And the Gambler will take over to start the game. Brought up by number 7 and rebounded by number 30, Darrell Leach for the State Bank of Lucan. Brought up by Alan Peppersack. Passed over to Brian Lindu. He takes a shot from about 7:15, and there's a foul onto the backboard. Body foul called to number 5, Dave Keister. And the Gambler will take over. And what about these? There's a three-point attempt. Oh, he cans that from three-point land. That scored now 3-zip in favor of the Gambler. 19 minutes remaining in the first half. Rebounded by number 20, Swan, and he brings it up himself. Pass over to Melanthine. Into the corner to the Swan again. Back out to Melanthine. Out to John Fisher and back into the corner. Out to Swan. Out to Fisher. He takes one from 3. His shot's off. And rebounded by Leach for the State Bank. Oh, stolen away by number 7 of the Gambler and rebounded by Melanthine. He puts up a baby hook and he can't get it to fall. And Peppersack will bring it back up for State Bank of Lucan. Over to Kester for a 2-point shot. It won't fall. Rebounded by the Gambler. There's a shot from about 14. That shot won't go, and rebounded by Big Kenny Lindu, number 43 for the State Bank of Lucan. Brought up once again by Peppersack. Over to Kester. Into Kenny Lindu. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. Here's his front end of his 2 free throws. Doesn't seem to fall for him. Can't get the roll. And his second shot. Well, that time he got the roll. Fell in. Score now 3-1. Brought up by Melanthine for the Gambler. Passes into Christopher, and he's fouled. It won't be a shooting foul, though. And Gambler will throw it out. All the way out to Melanthine. He takes one from long distance. It won't fall. 51 Corp takes up a shot. Hits nothing. And Melanthine throws up a prayer, and it won't fall for him. Brian Lindu brings it back up for the State Bank. He drives, takes one from about 8, and it won't fall. Melanthine with the rebound. And he brings it up himself. Passes in to number 45, Fisher, and it's knocked away by Brian Lindu. He'll take it up himself, goes all the way, but nice defense by Melanthine. Passes it over to, nice behind the back pass by number 33, Christopher, and Joe Fisher ends up putting in the 2 points for the Gambler. Score now 5-1. Peppersack brings it up for the State Bank of Lucan into Kester, all the way inside to Kenny Lindu, and he puts up a nice shot. Nice pass by number 5, Kester, State Bank. Score now 5-3 with 16:03 remaining in the first half. Melanthine will bring it up for the Gambler. Pass into Swan, that's knocked away, and Peppersack comes away with the ball. Nice shot attempt by Brian Lindu, but he can't get it to fall. And number 30, Darrell Leach, picks up the loose ball and throws it in for himself for his first 2 points of the game. Brian Lindu picks up the loose ball. The State Bank of Lucan takes it all the way coast to coast. He can't get it to fall, but his brother Kenny picks up the rebound, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for his second 2-shot attempt of the night. Here's his first shot. Can't seem to get it to fall. His second shot is long, picked up by number 12, John Fisher, the gambler. Passes it off, and Swan will take a three-pointer. He can't get it to fall. Picked up again by Brian Lindu. Pass over to Peppersack. Nice passing, and he puts it in. Oh, yes, nice passing by Brian Lindu. Score now 7-5 in favor of State Bank of Lucan. Fisher passed it over. Three-point attempt is good. Nope, they're going to give him a two-pointer. That was Brian Core, his first 2 points of the night. And Peppersack will bring it back up once again for the State Bank. Pass into Kenny Lindu. Oh, nice teamwork on the part of State Bank. Kenny Lindu's third point of the night. Pass over to Core. He ain't going anywhere. And Christopher is going to take one from two. He cans it. Score tied at 9. 14 minutes remaining in the first half. Ball knocked out of bounds by State Bank, and the Gambler will take over. Fisher will bring it up for the Gambler. Pass it over to Core. Almost stolen by Kenny Lindu. He drives. Oh, nice block by Daryl Leach, number 30 for State Bank, and Peppersack will bring it back up. Pass over to Kester, and it's kicked by Core, number 51 for the Gambler. Melanthine checks back in for the Gambler. Ball knocked out by the Gambler. Oh no. Wrong call on the ref's part. The Gambler will get it instead of State Bank. And Fisher will bring it up. Pass in to Christopher. Out to Fisher. Back to Christopher. He drives. Ooh, air ball thrown up. And Peppersack will bring it up again for State Bank over to Brian Lindu. He takes about a 14-footer. He can't get it to fall. And Melanthine picks up the loose ball, almost kicks it out of bounds. Almost stolen and knocked out by Melanthine, so State Bank will take over. Kester into Kenny Lindu. Kenny Lindu puts up a shot. It won't fall. Rebounded by Leach. Brian Lindu picks it up, throws up a Hail Mary pass. Can't get it to fall. And Leach with the rebound. Nice fighting in there. And he comes away with 2 points. His fourth point of the night. Fisher drives it up. A little out of control, but foul's drawn. Christopher draws a foul. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. That was Leach's first foul. His first shot's long. Along with the second one, and Kenny Lindu pulls it on a rebound for State Bank of Lucan. Peppersack will bring it back up. Pass it over to Kester. Kester takes one from about 14, and it's good. Almost a three-pointer, but I'll give him 2 for that. His first 2 of the game. Christopher's fouled hard. He'll go to the line for 2. Timeout's taken by State Bank of Lucan, so it gives me a chance to remind everybody of our sponsors. Tonight's game, Marshall Park and Rec Community Education, and the Wood Nickel Saloon. Christopher is going to the line for 2 shots. His first shot won't fall for him. Here's the second shot. It won't fall either, and Peppersack comes down with the rebound. He brings it up, pass over to Kester. Kester's driving, takes on about 13. It won't fall. Temp by Brian Lindu. Leach pulls down the rebound. It won't fall. And Kenny Lindu is called with a foul. Melanthine will take it out of bounds. That was Kenny Lindu's first foul. Melanthine for 3. Oh, he buries it. 3-pointer. Score now 13-12 in favor of State Bank of Lucan with 10:15 remaining. That's Melanthine's 6th point of the night. Brian Lindu drives from about 8. It won't go. Tipped. Ball hit the backboard post, so it'll be State Bank of Lucan's ball. Passed over to Peppersack from Kester. He'll take one from about 12, and it's good. Score now 15-12 with 9:50 remaining in the first half. Melanthine from 3, it won't go. Rebound by Brian Lindu. He's going to take it all the way up himself. No foul called. Pass over to Peppersack. It won't fall. Kenny Lindu tries to tip it in, but it won't fall. And Melanthine will bring it back up. And his shot's good. We got an injured player on the floor. Number 15, Alan Peppersack for State Bank of Lucan. Peppersack returns to the game. They only have 5 people here tonight, so he's going to have to stay in. Pass into Kenny Lindu. Turnaround jump shot from about 7 is good. Score now 17-14. It's 9 minutes remaining in the first half. Pass into number 45, Joe Fisher. His shot won't go on. Lindu comes up the rebound. He's fouled by Lindu to pass into the other Lindu. He takes one about 6. It's good. That's Kenny Lindu's 9th point of the night. Score now 19-14. Pass out to Melanthine for 3. It's short. He picks up his own rebound. Drives the lane. Throws up a shot. Kisses off the glass. It won't fall. And Brian Lindu pulls down the rebound. He drives all the way, and he's fouled. Oh, they're going to call him offensive foul on that, on Brian Lindu. Gambler will bring it up. Cord drives the lane, puts up a shot, kisses off the glass, and it falls. His first 2 points of the night. Check that, his 4th point of the night. Pass over to Kester, into Leach, and he's fouled big. Fouled by number 7 of the Gambler. Kester thought I was going to fall, so he took off, but he got his own rebound. Picked up, steal by Kenny Lindu into Brian Lindu, and he's fouled big. He's hacked big by number 45, Joe Fisher of the Gambler. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. And no, he won't. It looked like a shooting foul to me. Kenny Lindu from about 12. It's long. Picked up by Kester. Pass it over to Leach. Leach turns around, throws up an air ball. And 20 Swan picks up the rebound. Pass over to number 12, John Fisher. He drives the lane. Passes it off to number 9, Bill Fisher. And Cora will take the shot from about 12, and it'll fall for him. Peppersack will bring it back up for the State Bank of Lucan. Passes it over to Brian Lindu. He puts up a three-pointer. Boy, they've done that quite a bit. Some close shots from three-point land, but they're just giving them two. Core passes it off to 45 Fisher, and he turns around for a nice turnaround jump shot for a 2-point score. Now 21-20 with 6 minutes remaining. Yeah, three-pointer won't go. And Darrell Leach is called for over back for State Bank of Lucan. And that'll put the Gambler in the bonus. And number 45, Joe Fisher will go to the line for a 1-and-1 attempt. His first shot is nothing but net. Score tied at 21. Fisher can't find the hand for the second shot, so and Peppersack has rebound, passed it into Kenny Lindu. Turnaround, blocked by the backboard, and Leach picks up the rebound and throws in a nice, easy 4-foot jump shot. His 6th point of the night. Number 12 drives lane, passes it off to number 20 Swan. Back out to 12. Over to number 51 Core. Back to John Fisher. He drives, passes it off to Christopher, and Christopher throws up a shot. Looked like he got fouled, but they'll give him 2 points. Score tied at 23. Brian Lindu from 14. Ooh, nothing but net. And the Gambler will bring it up. Number 12, John Fisher. Pass it off to 51 Core. He drives, and he called for traveling. He thought he was fouled, but he's called for traveling, and Peppersack will take it out for State Bank of Lucan. Pass it into Leach. Turnaround jump shot from about 8, and it falls. Leach's 8th point for the night. Score now 27-23. John Fisher drives the lane. Seems to be a little bit out of control tonight, and Core can't find anything. Brian Lindu, it's 3-on-2. Drives, pulls up for about 10, can't find it. And number 20 for the Gambler, Swan, picks up the rebound. Core drives, followed by number 30, Leach. He'll go online for 2 shots. There's a timeout call before the free throws. It gives me a chance to remind everybody of our sponsor for tonight's game of the week, the Wood Nickel Saloon and Marshall Park and Rec and Community Education. Brian Core will go to the line for the Gambler for 2 shots. His first shot gets a roll and falls for him. His 7th point of the night. And his second shot. It's long, rebounded by Swan. Almost knocked out of bounds by number 22, Brian Lindu, State Bank of Lucan, and Peppersack picks up the loose ball and will bring it up for him. Pass over to Kester for about 14. It's good. Kester's hot for the night. His 10th point. Big score tonight for State Bank. John Fisher will bring it up for the Gambler. Pass over to Melanthine. Melanthine thinks about 3. And Swan passes over to Core. Core from about 14. Doesn't find it. Brian Lindu with the rebound. Brings it up. A lot of traffic. Pulls up from 10. Can't find it. Rebound. Tipped in by either Swan or Peppersack for either team. I couldn't tell you. But all I know is it counts for 2 for the State Bank of Lucan. Fisher for a three-pointer. It's good. Three-point shot by number 12, John Fisher. The Gambler makes the score now 31-27 in favor of State Bank of Lucan. Lindu drives but is knocked out by 33, Christopher for the Gambler. Lindu passes into Lindu, puts a nice 7-foot bank shot for his 8th point of the night. Core throws in 2 more points for the Gambler. And Kenny Lindu will bring it down, passes into Kester, back into Brian Lindu. He turns around for the 8-foot J, and it falls for 2. Brian Lindu is getting hot now, his 6th point. Melanthine drives, dishes off to Christopher. He drives, he's not fouled, kisses off the glass, and it won't fall. Big pass from Brian Lindu into Alan Peppersack. Nice teamwork on the part of the State Bank of Lucan. Gives them 2 more points, score now 37-29. Really pulling it out at the late minutes of the first half. Brian Lindu at the rebound, almost knocked away by 11 Melanthine, a Gambler, and he'll bring it up. Passes over to Peppersack. Peppersack takes one about 12. It won't fall. Kester tips it over to Leach. Leach puts it in for a 2-foot turnaround J. Gives him 12 on the night. Leach with the rebound. Pass off to Kester. Kester waits for all the traffic to pass. Brings it up. Passes to Peppersack. He drives. Puts up a shot. And nice. Almost blocked by Melanthine, but Peppersack gets a 2 points. Score now 41-29 with 56 seconds remaining in the first half. Fisher doesn't know what to do with it all. Passes it over to Melanthine for 3. It won't fall. Leach with the big rebound. And Peppersack will bring it up for State Bank of Lucan. 41 seconds left in the first half. Pass over to Brian Lindu. Doesn't know where to go. Number 9, Bill Fisher called it a slap foul, and Brian Lindu checked that. Will go to the line with the 1-and-1 with 24 seconds remaining in the first half. His first shot won't fall. Rebound by 11, Melanthine. He'll bring it up. 3-on-3 break. Pass over to Fisher. Out of control, but it seems to fall. 2 seconds. Last second shot is off. Score at half. 41-31 in favor of State Bank of Lucan. And we'll be back with halftime stats in a couple minutes. Before I go, I'd like to remind everybody of our sponsors, the Marshall Park and Rec, Community Education, and the Wood and Nickel Saloon. At halftime, we're back with the game of the week, sponsored by the Marshall Park and Rec and Community Education and the Wood Nickel Saloon. Leading scores for the State Bank of Lucan is Kenny Lindu with 11, Daryl Leach with 10, and for the Gambler, Scott Melentine has 8, and Brian Core and Joe Fisher have 7. To start the second half, State Bank of Lucan will take out of the ball out of bounds at half court, and Peppersack will bring it up for them. Pass over to Kester. Kester into Kenny Lindu. Can't find the grip, and they lose it out of bounds. And the Gambler will be brought up by number 11, Scott Melentine. Pass over to Core. Over to Swan in the corner. Back out to Melentine for 3. Can't get it to go, and Brian Lindu with a big rebound. Pass over to Kester. Kester can't. Holds on to it. Pass back out to Brian Lindu. Into Leach. And he throws in his 12th point of the night. Melentine brings it back up. Core drives. And Peppersack's called the foul. And he'll go, and 51 Core will go to the line for 2 shots. One shot, that is. Rebound by Peppersack. Brought up by himself. He's going to go to all by himself. Pass it into Kenny Lindu. Kenny Lindu puts in an easy 2 points. Nice job. Nice passing by Alan Peppersack. Melentine brings it back up for the Gambler. Takes about 3 and stolen away, but picked up by Swan. Loose ball. Back out to Melentine. Out to Core from 14. Won't go. And it's knocked out by number 22, Brian Lindu of the State Bank of Lucan. Fisher throw it in. Out to Melentine for 3, and he cans it. Score now 45-36. That was Melentine's 11th point of the night. Peppersack inside to Leach. Leach, nice 8-foot turnaround J for his 14th point of the night. Melentine brings it back up for the Gambler. Thinks about a 3-pointer over to Core. Back to Melentine. Melentine thinks about it again. And Peppersack's called for a second foul of this half. That's his 3rd of the night. Melentine for 3, and he cans another 3-pointer from somewhere. I don't know where that was. Must have been downtown Marshall, but it's good for 3. And Peppersack will bring it back up for the State Bank of Lucan. Over to Brian Lindu. Dekes out Melentine, but he can't get his layup to fall. Leach pulls down the rebound, and he throws in another 2 points. That's 16 for him, and Melentine brings it back up. Melentine's hot for the second half, and there's another 2 points from him, about a 9-foot jump shot. Kisses off the glass and gives him 16 points. Nice pass from Kester inside to Kenny Lindu. He's fouled, but shot won't fall, and he'll go to the line for 2. I'd like to remind everybody once again of our sponsors, the Wood Nickel Saloon and Marshall Park and Rec and Community Education. Here's Kenny Lindu's first shot. His shot's off, but he'll get another one. He doesn't think he will, but he will. And here we go with the second shot. Uh-oh, throws up an air ball. Gambler will take it up. Melentine will do that short. Pass it into 12 Fisher. Back to Core. Big block by Lindu, but he's called with a foul. That's Kenny Lindu's 3rd foul, and 51 Core will go to the line for 2 shots. His first shot is way off. Second shot won't fall, and Leach pulls down the rebound. Knocked down by 11, but tipped out by number 30, Leach, so the Gambler will get another shot at it. Swan, 14, nothing but net. Score now 49-43 with 15:41 remaining in the second half. Brian Lindu from about 8, and he gets nothing but net. His 8th point of the night. Core pass it in, and Melentine will bring it up for the Gambler. Pass over to Fisher. Swan thinks about it. Melentine for 3. And he cans another three-pointer. He's bringing them back with those three-pointers. That's his third of the second half. That's his 19th point of the night. Kester from about 14. That's in. Kester's 8th point of the night, and Melanthine brings it back up. Was going to take it, pass over to Swan, back to Melanthine. He drives, dishes it off, knocked off by Kenny Lindu. It's a 2-on-1, fast break for the State Bank. He takes it all the way in, and he's fouled by number 20, Swan. He'll go to the line. Nope, I guess he won't. I guess they're calling that all ball, so State Bank will get it under the backboard. Pass out to Peppersack. Peppersack takes a 10-foot jump shot, won't fall. Rebound by Christopher, number 33 for the Gambler. Pass up to 12, Fisher, back to Christopher. He throws up a hope, and it falls for him. Nice job by number 33, Christopher. And they're going to be a timeout by State Bank of Lucan, so it gives me a chance to remind everybody of our sponsors tonight's game. Marshall Park and Rec and Community Ed and the Wood Nickel Saloon. 14:24 remaining in the game. Score 53-48 in favor of State Bank of Lucan over the Gambler. We put a little man-to-man pressure on here. And Lindu brings it up. Ball chase back in the Gambler's court, and Fisher, way out of control, loses the ball out of bounds. He's got to get some control out there. 15, Peppersack will throw it in. Touchdown pass into Brian Lindu. He drives. Once again, he's way out of control. Knocks down number 22, Brian Lindu of State Bank. Almost jumped up and was going to punch the guy, but decided it probably wouldn't be a good thing to do. Not very happy. So he'll get the ball out of bounds. Kenny Lindu takes about an 8-foot J, and nothing but net for him. Gives him 15 for the night. And Melanthine will bring it back up for the Gambler. Pass it into Fisher, back out to Melanthine for three. Oh, he's hot. He is way hot. His 21st point, I should say. Fourth three-pointer of the second half. Christopher blocks Brian Lindu's pass. Shot behind the back pass, but it can't find the grip. Drives the lane, dishes it off again, and knocked out by number 43, Kenny Lindu. Christopher will pass it in for the Gambler. Out to Fisher. Back to Melanthine. Downtown somewhere. Three-pointer again. And it's 5 three-pointers. Count them, 5 three-pointers for number 11, Scott Melanthine for the Gamblers. Bringing them all the way back to, they're only losing by 1 point now. State Bank brings it back up. Stolen away by number 9, Joe Hennon. I think the best thing for the Gambler to do is to get number 12 out of the game. He's way out of control, causing a couple turnovers. Give him a rest. I think he's tired. Kester throws in 2 points. Number 12, John Fisher, called for another foul. I think he's just a little disappointed. His aggressions are getting to him, and he'll take a well-deserved break. Peppersack pass it off to Kester. Back into Leach. Leach with a turnaround, won't fall. And Melanthine with the rebound. Melanthine all the way, knocked away. Nice defense play by Kenny Lindu, but Kenny Lindu thought he had another good defensive play, but he's caught with a foul, and number 20 Swan will go to the line for the Gambler for 2 shots. Front end is long. He stepped over the line, wouldn't have counted anyway. But his second shot falls. Score now 57-55 with 10:28 remaining in the second half. Brian Ledoux pulls up, can't find it, and Core with the big rebound. Hennon picks up the loose ball, back to Swan and up to Melanthine. Melanthine will bring it across the timeline. Over to Swan, thinks about a three-pointer, drives the lane, can't get it to fall, and Kester with a big, big rebound. Peppersack takes it in, out to Kester. Kester from 14, rolls around the rim and picked up by Hennon with the Gambler. Melanthine will bring it back up. Throws up another three-pointer. This time it won't fall. He's hot at those three-pointers, though. He's 5 for 6 in the second half. And Peppersack will bring it back up. Back to Kester. Pass into Kenny Lindu. Big fall by number 7, Bill Fisher. Sends Kenny Lindu to the line. That's Bill Fisher's second foul. His first shot. That's a little better for Kenny Lindu. Nothing but net. His 16th point of the night. His second shot. It's a rim, but Leach pulls down the rebound. Can't get it to fall, and Core 51 for the Gambler. Picks it up and passes over to Melanthine. Melanthine all the way down to number 7, Bill Fisher. Back to Core. Drives. And he gets the roll. So Core has 9 points for the night. Score now 58-57 with 8:46 to go. Peppersack pass into Leach. Kicked away, but picked up by Kester. Back to Kester. Takes one from 13, and he nails it. His 12th point, and Bill Fisher will bring it up for the Gambler. Pass it off to Swan. Swan from about 11. Can't get it to fall. Fisher picks it up, and it won't fall for him, and Kenny Lindu picks up the rebound. Lindu to Lindu, into Leach, and he's fouled his shot. He'll go to the line with 2. Oh, nope, it's before the shot. Swan will get the fall, and turns that he will go to the line. It'll be 1-1 though instead of 2 shots. One and one for Leach here. And it falls, so he'll get one more. His second shot. Nothing but net. Leach picks up his 14th point for the night. Check that, 18. Pass Fisher to Fisher, and they lose it out of bounds, so State Bank will take over with 7:26 remaining. Peppersack over to Kester. Kester from 14, nails it again. Kester's hot. Melanthine's hot for the Gambler, and Kester's hot for State Bank of Lucan, his 14th point. 43 for State Bank of Lucan's called for tripping. That'll be Kenny Lindu's 4th foul. Shot won't go for Core. Scramble for the ball. Lucan picks it up, and Peppersack, his shot's way off. Picked up by Fisher, out to Fisher. Fisher drives, doesn't know what to do with it, dishes off to Swan. Swan takes it in, can't get it to fall. Rebound by Core, puts it up, and Lindu will get called for another foul. And Kenny Lindu will check out of the game for the rest of the night with his 5th foul. And the Gambler will call timeout before the foul shot. Gives me a chance to remind you of our sponsors tonight, Marshall Park and Rec Community Education and the Wood Nickel Saloon. Score now with 6:16 remaining is 64-57 in favor of State Bank of Lucan over the Gambler. As you just seen, number 43, Kenny Lindu, checked out of the game with 5 fouls. He won't be back, and that'll leave the State Bank of Lucan with 4 players for the rest of the night. Right now they got a 7-point lead. I don't know if they'll be able to hold on, but it's going to be a lot tougher than they anticipated. Here we go. Core will go to the line for 2 shots. His first shot falls for him. His 12th point. Going for his 13th right here. Can't get it. Tipped out of bounds by the Gambler, and State Bank will take over. Malentine, the hot one, checks back into the game. Peppersack will bring it up, guarded by 12 Fisher. Big defense. Brian Lindu drives all the way around him, but tipped by Christopher, but Brian Lindu knocks it out of bounds, so the Gambler will take over. John Fisher brings it up. Pass it over to Joe Fisher, out to Malentine for 3. Can't find it. Christopher picks up the loose ball. Pass off to Swan. Swan from 14, won't fall. Malentine is going to be called over the back. And Kester will go to the line for a 1-and-1 shot. Kester, here he goes with the 1-and-1 attempt. Can't get the first shot, so he won't get the second shot. Christopher picks up the rebound for the Gambler and passes off to Malentine. Malentine up to Joe Fisher, over to John Fisher. Throws in a nice shot off the glass for the Gambler. Score now 64-60. John Fisher's 4th point of the night. And Peppersack can't find anything for the State Bank of Lucan, so Gambler will pick up the ball. John Fisher passes into Christopher, back out to Joe Fisher. Fisher's shot won't fall, and Leach picks up the rebound for State Bank of Lucan. Passed off to Peppersack, pressured there by number 12 John Fisher, the Gambler. Picked up by Malentine in half court, passed off to Kenny Lindu, into Leach, turns around, and he won't get the roll, and Christopher picks up the rebound for the Gambler. Malentine brings it up once again, passes it into John Fisher. He drives, dishes off. Nice pass. Nice pass by John Fisher to Joe Fisher for 2 points. Score now 64-62, 3:55 remaining. Kenny Lindu, nice 8-foot jump shots, fall on his attempt. The shot falls, so he'll go to line for a 3-point attempt. This will really help him. He'll be going for his 11th point right here. Won't get it though, and Malentine picks up the rebound for the Gambler. Pass it all the way out to Swan under the basket, and he's pushed out of bounds by Peppersack, so Peppersack will pick up the foul, and he'll go, and Swan will go to the line for a 1-and-1. His first shot's off, and State Bank of Lucan's number 22, Brian Ledoux, picks up the rebound. Almost loses the ball. Big defense by number 12, John Fisher. And Melanthine, number 11 for the Gambler, picks up a foul that he couldn't avoid if he wanted to. Peppersack will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Peppersack has 4 fouls, so if he fouls out, State Bank of Lucan's going to be in a world of hurt with 3 guys. Are going to be awful tired when the game's over. But there's only 2:25 left in the first half. His first shot's good. His second shot short, almost knocked out of bounds, but Swan saves it. Pass off to Melanthine. He'll bring it up. Pass it over to John Fisher. Drives, dishes off to Christopher. Ooh, big block by Leach, but he picks up the rebound. Nice hustle. And Melanthine for about 8 cans it. 67-64, 1:56 remaining. Almost fouled. Trailed by Leach. Ooh, another big 3-point attempt by Brian Ledoux. His shot drove the lane, kissed it off the glass, fell in, and he'll go to the line because somebody fouled him. I don't know who it was. These 3-point attempts are helping the State Bank of Lucan out. Here he goes. Won't fall for him. And rebound by Core. Pass off to Melanthine. Drived inside by Swan. Pass out to Melanthine. Back to Fisher. Drives. Takes it all away. Won't fall. Gets his own rebound. Puts it up. He's fouled, and he'll get 3. And Leach picks up the foul, and John Fisher, number 12 for the Gambler, go to the line. Number 12, Fisher, doesn't show with points, but he's got an awful lot of hustle out there on the floor. It's kind of the field general out there for the Gambler. Melanthine's throwing on all the points, and Fisher's doing all the defense. Pass it off to Joe Fisher. Joe Fisher from about 12, and he gets the roll. Rolled around there a couple times, and it falls in for 2. Score now 69-68 with 1:16 remaining. I think State Bank's going to do a little stalling here. Nope, they're going to take it all the way in. Ledoux throws it up, can't get it. And then Melanthine's going to go all the way. Pass, nice pass into Fisher. Throws up an air ball. And Peppersack will bring it back up for the State Bank. John Fisher picks up the foul on Peppersack. Peppersack will go to the line for a 1-and-1. They definitely need these 2 shots. Here's his first shot. Can't go. The free throws are really hurting the State Bank of Lucan. And Melanthine wants to bring it up with 47 seconds remaining in the game. Core thinks about it, drives, fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. That must have been Peppersack's 4th foul. I guess that wasn't his 5th, so he'll still stay in the game, and he'll call timeout. So State Bank of Lucan's going to call a little strategy here for the Gambler, because the Gambler going to the line with a 1-and-1 with 42 seconds remaining, and they're trailing by 1. Tonight's game's being brought to you by the Wood and Nickel Saloon and Marshall Park and Rec Community Education. This is Troy Glackler, Chris Goebel, and Larry Wellman bringing you the game tonight. Game totally filled with action. Peppers have been flaring. Both teams have been running up the court the whole night. Up and down the court, I should say, the whole night. And 51, Brian Cora will go to the line with a 2-shot foul. Check that, a 1-and-1. A little confusion here. The ref called a 2-shot foul. Here we go. Everything's cleared up. Everybody knows what they're doing, and he'll go to the line with a 2-shot foul. He misses the first half. This will tie up the game if he could put it in with 42 seconds left. He doesn't, and it's tipped out by the Gambler, and State Bank of Lucan will pick it up. Lucan really needs a ball, needs a couple points here. They're going to take some time off the clock while trying to get it, I'm sure. Kester, firm, 8, can't get it to fall. Mellentine picks up the rebound with 25 seconds left, dishes off to Core. Core can't get it to fall. Swan picks up the ball. Fisher drives the lane, passes it into Core. See if they can get this fall called right. It was on Brian Landu, but how many shots is this guy going to get? I think he's going to get 2. .51 Core once and again will go to the line. They definitely need these points. There's only 14 seconds remaining. And State Bank of Lucan once again calls a timeout. Core will go to the line. Definitely needs these shots. His 13th point of the night falls for Core. Score tied at 69 with 14 seconds remaining. And his second shot's good. So State Bank of Lucan's got to hustle and get down the floor and pick up one shot that'll fall for him. Kenny Landu drives. They better foul. They better pass or they better foul. And Mellentine caps the victory with another lay-in for him. Score ends up 72-69. A nice come-from-behind victory for the Gambler over the State Bank of Lucan. I'd have to say the play of the game definitely was Scott Mellentine for the Gambler, coming back in the second half and canning 5 straight three-point shots. The game was action-packed, I said before, and it comes away with a Gambler victory, 72-69. I'd like to thank everybody and remind them once again of our sponsors, the Wood and Nickel Saloon and Marshall Park and Rec Community Education. That's it for me, Troy Glackler, and for Chris Goebel and Larry Wellman for bringing you tonight's Game of the Week. We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot. Good night.